Have you ever found yourself wondering, why are we studying mathematics during our academic journey? What is the benefit of racking our brains over an equation in order to know half the diameter of a circle, or to get the value of x or y in the end? Algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. Things that make a large group of us hate mathematics and see it as unnecessary in our daily lives, except that it reduces our final grade at the end of the year. When was the last time in your life that you needed sine or cosine? Wouldn't it have been better to use that time to study something that would actually benefit us in our lives, such as languages or science, instead of this useless mathematics? Wait a minute. This is not true. The wish that a large number of students wish for, if it comes true, will lead to disasters. Let me tell you what would happen to the world if there was no mathematics. Welcome to the Midnight Questions channel. Tonight, we'll answer the question, what would change in a world if there was no mathematics? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button so that you can watch videos first. There's no doubt that mathematics is a huge obstacle for many people. To understand it, it requires concentration and great mental effort. And for this reason, many students hate it. Memes making fun of maths and the embarrassing moment from calculation errors show why some consider math experts to be geniuses. Whether you love or dislike mathematics, let me assure you that you use and benefit from it on a daily basis without even realizing it. Try to look at a small part of any normal day in the life of any human being. Let's assume that is your life. When you wake up, the first thing you do is glance at the clock, which displays numbers, to determine the time of day. Then you get out of bed, which is made up of symmetrical geometric dimensions, so that you can sleep comfortably on it. You enter the bathroom and use the water that is carefully calculated so that the pressure makes it flow into the pipes against the direction of gravity. You wash your face and then you come out of the bathroom holding your phone, where everything is based on algorithms that wouldn't exist without mathematics. After that, you feel hungry and want to eat a nice cheese sandwich. The bread wouldn't have been made without precise quantities of ingredients in the first place. And before you leave your house, which is built with engineering calculations, you will go out and put on clothes that you bought in the perfect size that fits you. We are here talking about very simple moments that happen to all of us on an almost daily basis, relying entirely on mathematics. So imagine if mathematics didn't exist. What would the situation be? In theory, if there were no mathematics at all, the mobile phone you're holding would not exist at all. Not only mobile phones, computers, televisions, and anything related to technology would not exist. And this is not only because these things are based on mathematical algorithms, but also because they operate with electricity, which in turn wouldn't be known about without mathematics. After all, mathematics, with its complex operations that no one likes, is the only means by which we can explain physical phenomena and transform them into simple equations. Meaning that without mathematics, we will not be able to calculate voltage, current, or resistance, which are then the basis for the electrical circuit in which any electronic device operates. This means that many of the things we consider to be necessities for our life will vanish from the face of the earth. Forget the lamp that illuminates your room at night, the refrigerator that keeps your food cold, and so on. Anything you can think of that relates to electricity or batteries. Since mathematics is crucial in physics, its absence would result in the disappearance of physics-related concepts like mechanics, dynamics, and statics. I know what you'll say, these topics are not important in your life, and you don't have interest in studying them, right? Okay, well let me tell you what this entails. Initially, the field of industry will completely deteriorate. Or, in other words, there will be no such thing as factories, nor will there be any equipment, engines, or generators. Accordingly, there will be no cars, aeroplanes, or even bicycles. And to add to all of this, there will be no water network and no sewage network, because we'll no longer be able to measure out the amount of water pressure we need or the distance it will travel to reach our tap. In fact, there won't even be any factories that will make pipes or pumps that will transport this water for you. This means that when you're thirsty, you will have to walk to the nearest river and drink. If you live in an area that doesn't have any rivers or lakes, bad luck. you're going to have to dig your own well. We can conclude from what we've said that without mathematics, all progress we've achieved would not exist, and life would return to an almost primitive state. This situation may even appear nice from the point of view of some people. Frankly speaking, what is the problem with that? The world before technology used to be calm and beautiful. We've only taken worries and problems from technology, and now, finally, we're free of pollution, crowding, and all of those headaches, and we'll be able to live in peace, tranquility, and comfort, spending our time on entertainment. Although, the first moment you think of that, it seems beautiful. In reality, it is the opposite. Most of the entertainment and activities we enjoy now have something to do with mathematics in one way or another. If we look, for example, at the most famous game in the world, football or soccer, whatever you call it, you'll find that this game is all mathematics. From the dimensions of the field, the size and weight of the ball, up to the number of players, the calculation of goals, the duration of games, etc. If there had not been mathematics at all, the most famous game would not have existed. Or at least it would have just remained some people kicking around a round thing that had no measurements, like a coconut or something similar. And of course, this talk includes all of the other sports that are similar to it, such as volleyball, basketball, etc. Still not seeing the issue? I mean, what's wrong with a coconut? We get our legs to move without overloading our brain with all those calculations. Live our happy lives, eat, drink, and sleep in peace. Okay, I'll tell you that, unfortunately, it's not that simple. Firstly, you won't have a house to protect you from the weather because there are no measurements or engineers to guide you with the building. In the best case, you would have a simple hut made out of wood and mud, possibly with 1 or 2 floors. Don't complicate it, bro. We could still sleep in the streets. Do you believe that there would be streets? Without the necessary materials, constructing them would be impossible at this stage. Add to this problem that you have no clothes to wear, as we said a second ago, and all the factories will no longer exist. Therefore, it would be no longer possible to make fabric from cotton. You face 2 options. Either use your skills like the ancient Egyptians to craft clothes by hand, or resort to hunting animals for their skin. As we said, without mathematics, life would regress to a primitive state, leading to the spread of diseases that would be challenging to diagnose and treat. Without mathematics, we won't be able to calculate the number of patients or the level of spread of these diseases. The diagnosis itself requires devices and techniques that are all based on mathematics, such as microscopes, X-ray machines, and analysis laboratories. Of course, none of these would exist without mathematics, and therefore we would not have any idea about the human body and the way it works. Subsequently, medicine would be impossible to make, because there is no chemistry without mathematics. In such a scenario, the sole approach would be to just involve trial and error. If a treatment works, it offers hope for survival. And if not, no problem. We'll try again with the next patient. And of course, we shouldn't forget about communication between people. The only people you will meet in your life are those in your surroundings. There is no internet, there is no satellites, and no cellular network. Since there is no mathematics, there will be no money, and accordingly, we will not be able to buy or sell anything. We'll not even be able to resort to the barter system, because the barter system requires that we know the weight or the number of things we want to exchange, even with gold and silver. Without mathematics, we'll not be able to determine the value of them, which means that everyone will need to plant and hunt by themselves, which, as you would expect, will lead to another problem. Agriculture relies heavily on seasons, as each plant requires specific seasonal conditions for optimal growth. Without mathematics, we'll not even know how to calculate the movement of the stars and celestial bodies. We would struggle to determine the seasons, plan crop areas, select seed quantities, and manage appropriate water levels for plant growth. I mean, not only would we be transformed into a primitive society, we will not even be one, because even primitive societies use mathematics in some ways. In a nutshell, the mathematics that bother us all and that we see as unnecessary to the point that we even wish it would disappear from existence, is the reason behind all progress that humanity has achieved, and will achieve in any field, and is the pillar on which all ancient civilizations were built. Thus, we have answered the question, What would change in a world if there was no mathematics? If this is your first time entering the channel, in this channel, we answer questions that may come to your mind while you're laying in bed in the middle of the night and can't sleep. As usual, if there's a question that comes to your mind in the middle of the night and confuses you, write it in the comments below the video so we can answer it for you. If you like the video, don't forget to like and share. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button so you can watch videos first. And we'll see you in the next episode.